She's not as weak as my other character, so it's not as easy to kill me, which is nice, but I still have to pay like some amount of attention. I don't need damage. I keep seeing Cudel. I can't with that fucking word. I tell you what. We'll just pretend that I said it properly and everybody's happy about it. Was it? At least the unique was it? At least the unique image for it. Alright, I just wholly entirely butchered that sentence, so don't mind me. I don't know. I don't know of it. I know of Kugels, or whatever. There we go, we got it. Anyway, this is my Sorceress Tabby Cat. For anybody that's new in, I'm doing a recreation playthrough where I'm making the character that I had when I was, in this case, 13 years old, back when I first played Diablo 2. And I'm recreating her because, like, you can make any dime a dozen, like, decent character, but I don't enjoy playing any of those. So I really enjoyed my first two original, like, really bad characters, and I wanted to, like, replay Resurrected with them. I've already made my original one, which was my OCD nostalgia playthrough Amazon, and yeah, she she was fun. She was fucking hard though. We only defeated like hell at like 84, and it was a scraping through defeat on that one. But Tabby Cat, I could only have one page of stash, can't use shared. I don't have to wait until the gold's maxed out to gamble. I can buy from any trader, which is nice. So I can go gamble if I want to, but I don't have to. I was at the point where I knew how to merge gems and how to merge some potions, but rune words weren't a thing. I didn't know any of them back when I was 13, and so we don't use those. And I was supposed to be trying to, when I made her, I was trying to go cold, but I couldn't resist fire. But I also got all the skills. So I have to unlock all the skills, use them once outside, but then I can only use specific cold ones and specific fire ones that I used originally, and they'll get buffed up over time. You guys will see that. My helper, in Tabby Cat's playthrough, I had to buy a new helper at every new act, and they were really specific. So, yeah, I've got like a new guy now, so he's gonna stay with me until Act 5, when I'll replace him with a barbarian, and then we'll cycle back through. But I can't give any of them a crossbow, and I can't use a crossbow. I do have to lean towards using magical items, like magical looking items in a sense, as in like wands and staves and, you know, shit like that kind of thing. It doesn't matter if it's not for my character, as long as whatever it is equal or better than whatever my stuff is. But equal or better than is relative to what 13-year-old me thought was equal or better than. So basically anything with like a lot of resistances is better than something that's going to give me more like defense or attack damage and stuff like that. My OCD like stats, so we were going 2 to strength, 2 to vitality, 1 to dexterity. Then we were changing it to being, where's my thing? I wrote this shit down. We changed it to being one of all of them with an extra in vitality. Now we're at the point where we're at the OCD, which is where we put 1 into each, and then the next consecutive additional point goes into next consecutive 1 down the line until we've got it all the way down to the bottom, and it starts up the top again. And yeah, I explained the skill tree and shit. I also have specifics about named weapons. I have to keep anything that gets her name on it. I have to keep, which takes up my limited stash space. So yeah, that's going to be a mask and 2 staves of some kind, or a helm and 2 like main weapons, whatever my main weapons were. My helper doesn't have to have exclusively hand-me-downs this time, which is nice, which means I can buy him shit. I've already done all this area. I just wanted to quickly walk back through because this area had like a little bit of stuff here, and I was just wondering if there was anything else. I have to get all of the map, kill all the enemies, pick up all the loot, sell all the loot. Yeah, so there's like a fair bit to it. There's probably a bit more that I'm not remembering off the top of my head, but it's fine. We'll come back to it later. Her stamina is basically cactus at this point. That's even working. Was that working that cube of yours? I mean, I did get a lot of those rejuvenation potions like early on, so yeah. I wasn't using it too much, but like I've used it a little bit, and yeah, we finally got like some nice stuff. Like I have also imported my original Diablo 2 characters into Resurrected, so I showed off Tabby Cat before we started this playthrough. She's OP as fuck. But yeah, my original Amazon got hacked. She got hacked, and then I had somebody help me hack her back. But then they ended up like making her good, and I didn't want that. So she was never really like the same. She was never really my character and stuff. Whereas Tabby Cat wasn't that. And Tabby Cat is also very heavy melee. So, you know, a lot of my fights are going to actually be like hand-to-hand fights as well. Also, we don't use teleport. We can't use anything that has reduced requirements. Like I have got like obviously the spells of teleport and stuff, but I can't actually use that actually in battle. I just had to go outside and use it once and then basically throw it away kind of thing. Yeah, lots of different stuff. So yeah, that's most of the rundown that I can remember at the moment for what I'm doing with this character. Is there a Spider Forest Casino in real life or in the game? Because in the game, no. In real life, fuck knows. Could be, maybe. I don't know. It used to be OC about it myself. Oh yeah. Yeah, no. I still have OCD. I have specifically OCD hand washing and hygiene, but I also have like obviously in the game, like I said, with like my points, I have like the compulsion to do that in the specific order and stuff, which, you know, nowadays, like I know that, like I know better, I'm an adult, right? So I know where I should be putting my points and shit, but I just don't care. I would rather have like a purposely dreadful character and enjoy like running around and stuff with her than make somebody that's actually like half decent and be bored shitless, honestly. So that wasn't identifiable, that wasn't, chuck that in there, but yeah, that's basically kind of how I feel about Diablo. Diablo 2 is my favorite game of all time in existence of everything, so, you know, there is much to love about this game. Specifically, love the old graphics and all the old sounds. I could play this for fucking ages, but we're playing Resurrected on stream, so we're keeping to this graphics, you know. At the moment, I'm re-clearing an area. Oh yeah, I can't grind areas. So to kind of explain that, well, I've got no enemies. So when I start an act, right? Hold on. When you start an act and you don't have any of the map outside and stuff, the starting point is from in town. But as soon as I have a waypoint, wherever that first waypoint is becomes my starting point. Unless, like, you know, the starting point is the next act's town, understandably. So I was starting up here tonight. I had to do the 2 layers. I have to re-clear through here. I also had to get that little bit. Had to re-clear in there, go down these 2. Now, all of this and that becomes optional. I can choose to go back through and kill enemies in there if I want to, but I don't have to. Same with if I've already cleared, like if I came back in tonight and I'd already done one of these, I don't have to do it again, but I can if I want to. And the difference between my Amazon and this character, wrong button, is that I did tend to go back down through some areas because of how fucking hard it was to do my Amazon's playthrough. Like I said, like we barely scraped through fighting Baal. It was epic. It took hours. And yeah, I had a lot of restrictions on my Amazon and stuff, so this was a lot easier. Plus she's substantially stronger. We worked out she's like a roughly 5-ish levels stronger than what I was with Kelly. So yeah, it's kind of like a walk in the park at the moment. But like I said, when I get into like Nightmare, I bet I'll be fucking humbled, because like we really were when we went to fucking Nightmare. I might go up in there. Just cause I fucking can. I know there's gold dropped over that way with that enemy, but I'll probably despawn, but it's fine. I also choose to do some stuff in like the old settings, just cause like, you know, I pick up my own gold and stuff like that, and I enjoy that. So yeah, and obviously that didn't exist, like the auto pickup and shit didn't exist back when I first played, so I would have had to have picked up my own stuff, you know. Plus the sound of it's really nice, like listen. Isn't it great? It's so great. I am overburdened. What else? So I was right. Oh yeah, with the Q-Jewel thing. Yeah, I don't have space for this, but if I drank that, and if I could use an identification thing, which I probably can't. No, I could probably drink that. So I can't use like the potions and shit tactfully, as in like throwing potions, stamina, all those things, right? I can't actually use them to like an advantage in a sense, but I can drink them to get them out of my inventory to allow more space to pick something else up. It's just that I would rather sell them because I did just rather sell them as a kid. So yeah. So I like the spooky sounds. This area has a lot more like spooky music, yeah. I actually, in Diablo 2, this is Act 3. I hate Act 3. I hate Act 3 because of its maps and its mazes and shit like that. Specifically, there is, I can't remember what it's called. There is a, later on, like I said, I cannot remember where it is, but I feel like it's somewhere, a Flare Jungle maybe. There is like a jail type dungeon thing underground that is just a maze of just straight line things. It's horrible. I hate it. And I always get fucking lost in it too. It's so funny because like I've got a really good auto pathing sense about me for like where to go in Diablo. You'll find that like I'll accidentally auto path myself to the boss room or something like that when I don't want to, when I've got to get the whole map before fucking hand. Like I don't have to get the map before killing the boss, but I'm just saying I prefer it in general because then I don't feel like I've got to backtrack, you know? Come back here, little bastard. So yeah, oh hello. That looks special. It is special. Bloody Chris. Anyway, if I get down into that friggin' maze area, I end up just like, there's a lot of loot, there's a lot of maze, there's this little bastards that kind of like nearly one-shot you. I think that the Steigens or some shit, I can't remember. You know, the little these little dudes but with the knives, where they like explode when they die. They're like the skeleton edition, I think. I don't fucking know. How about, there we go. I'll slow everybody down just a tiny bit. Yeah, so anyway, I also managed to luck out and managed to get myself the Arctic Bindings belt, which I'm really chuffed about because I had that initially, and it makes me so happy to have that back with her because it makes sense. Yeah, I don't have mana. There we go. Yeah, the Arctic Bindings. I don't have space for you, but I'm not dying that hard from getting hit from you, so I'm okay with it for a moment. Anywho. So, yeah, I need to upgrade that soon, but I also kind of just want to hold on to it for just, like, a little bit longer, just because, like, I don't know, it brings me joy to know that I got the same fucking gear again on a character, because, like, this is fully, like, random, right? I don't get a choice in, like, what gear I specifically get. You can't get exactly one-to-one, same charms, same clothing, weapons, whatever. You can get close, you might luck out, but like generally speaking, even the stuff on it is randomized. So I'm very chuffed to have it.
I can't carry anymore.
I probably can't carry it, yeah. I cannot. We will have to go back regardless. Hey Volum. I probably butchered that, but welcome in. Was it Undead Players, best known as dolls? It's so fun. Yeah. Them and I feel like it's when you get up into, I think it's fighting Netherlark. I just fucking names, I just can't. That dude in like Act 5, his area is shit too for the same thing. They got a lot of them there. I'm not going to use that, but I do like just looking at stuff occasionally. So, did I get any additional... I got, like, more health. It's fine. I got more of this. I don't really need to be, like, stockpiling that. I will keep that. Get rid of that. What else have I got? Lightning resistance 7.5 freeze duration is a defense of 16. Mine's better. So, with the equal and better system, the way it works for me for when I was a kid, right, is... Now, I do understand what is actually better in Diablo, but how this playthrough applies is for me to upgrade this shield, for example, it has to have a higher defense, equal or better defense, equal or better block rate. Its magical properties has to be equal or better relative to Kid Me's logic, which means that if it's something that says that, like, I've got, like, the ability to, like, do insane damage or something like that, it is not nearly as amazing as, say, the poison resistance or half, like, freeze duration or something like that. Kid Me likes that shit way more. So, also, every time I say Kid Me, I feel like I'm saying kidney, and I do catch myself, like, questioning it occasionally. But, yeah, so some of this stuff is not going to make sense, and, like, the best way to, like, look at it is don't even stress. Like, I can merge these so we can get that out of here. I also, you would have noticed I have a shit ton of charms in my stash. So the thing about that is that I can use charms against boss battles, or in the very rare occasion up against, like a named special enemy or something like that, but not like one of the, like, primevals or lesser evils or something like that. Primarily it's for, like, going up against, like, you know, the end bosses and stuff, right? But I can't walk around with it in my inventory at this point in time because I need to be able to pick up everything. So once I've completed the whole playthrough all the way through hell, then I can choose to walk around with it in my inventory if I wish to. Or sell them, whatever. But, yeah, in the event that I'm fighting a boss and I am clearly very underleveled or overly weak or something like that, I can bring them in then. And also, like I said, like, I can't make rune words, but I can put, like, a gem, a rune, a jewel, or whatever into something. As long as it doesn't create a rune word, it's fine, you know? Obviously, in the event that I accidentally create a fucking rune word, like, that shit's going in the bin. Like, as long as, like, I'm aware of it and shit. If I'm not aware of it and I've accidentally created it and stuff, and somebody tells me, like, later, obviously I'll fucking have to dispose of it, but I'm not aware of it if I'm, like, running around with it, you know? Hey, Chico, what are you up to? What are you come-oning about? What are you impatient about? Was it? Oh no, I read that already. My girl runs out of stamina so fast, but it's fine. She also runs out of mana, but I don't really use it. So this whole area that I'm coming up to in this corner is an optional corner, and I remember it being kind of shit. But the other thing too is with Act 3, this is such a maze. So if I was to walk over there, half of these things that can fly or spit at me or whatever are still going to reach me. So it kind of, you know, like, when I come back over here anyway, I have to kind of walk up there. I might walk up there now, because I know that we dropped, oh, hello, there's a lot of shit here. I dropped a whole heap of loot up there, off somebody. So I better make sure we don't lose it. I would have lost gold and shit by now, because it does despawn after a while. Please don't drop anything else. I don't want to walk down there yet. He's good. Of course. He's good on his own there for a minute. I just figure we will run up here. And there was one of you guys died by the water. And I just want to find out where you went. There we go. Should be... There it is. I need this shit because I gotta take everything. But, yeah. So even though I've already, like, uncovered all of this, like, section of the map and shit, I still kind of have to rerun it to kill all the things and pick up all the stuff. That's the only, like, that's the only thing is, like, it makes it a lot harder. I do have to, like, consciously be aware of where have I been, where do I need to go, and things like this that fly this area is the fucking worst for it because shit will fly over to me from wherever, and or like these guys are going to be able to hit me from there. So if we fight them, they'll probably get dead, and then I'll have like loot over there that I need to go and collect and stuff. Like my dude is also like attacking out of the distance there too. Plus the other thing as well is that when I have like the helpers and shit, I do have to like pick the same specific ones. Like obviously I'm not going to be able to like luck out with the names and stuff that I had previously, and I'm not going to get them like it's like I just disappeared. I'm not going to get the same shit that I had before and stuff, but I'm just saying like it'd be good to get like their like skill set sort of thing. Like this guy does like fireball, enchant, and what else do you do? Hold on. Fireball, firebolt. That's the other thing he does. Yeah, he does some shit. So I might. Where are we going with this? I don't want to go all the way down to here, and I don't have to. I don't have to do this whole corner. This is fine. I realistically just need to skirt around there, but I'm going to do a lap around this, come back up. So if I do it on the outer side, I will have to go back up and around to come back out. Yeah, right. Alright. That's fine. Whoop. I accidentally stood still for a second there. But, yeah, I kind of... So once I've done an area, like, for instance, once we've cleared this and everything is dead, like, I can't log out and come back in to try to, like, farm this area, for example. I do have to just move on. And once I've moved on, once I've got the next effective, like, waypoint, then that becomes my new starting point. At the moment, I accidentally got the Great Marsh before I got the Spider Forest waypoint, which was a bit unfortunate, but it's fine. It just means I've already got the waypoint for the next area. Mate, don't even. Yeah, so after... Oh, hold on. After that, we'll just have to, like, run up the top into next areas. I can hear you guys. But, yeah, if I've already done, like, Act 3, like, or in this case, I've done Act 2 already, right? So I can't go back to Act 2 and do, like, I can't go back and fight, like, Drill or fight any of, like, the areas and stuff like that. Like, I can't go back, kind of thing, if that makes sense. So, yeah, it's a little bit kind of like, while I'm here, if I have to start from like the front entrance of town, or if I have to start from a waypoint, that's my best bet to get like the additional XP of like re-clearing an area and stuff. But like there will be times where I don't want to re-clear an area, or it's just like a pain in the ass, or the things that are spawning that night are shit and I don't want to like optionally re-clear it. But like areas like this, like down here, optional. Over here, not optional. It's so fucking specific. Like, I remember all this shit. Like, I also have like the original playthrough of my Amazon and stuff, like typed up, written up. It's in the description of, well, this on YouTube, but also like all of my Diablo videos has it as well on YouTube. So if anybody wants to do those, they're available. But yeah, for the most part, I'm not actually expecting anybody to for real do those, because it's like 16 pages of really specific information. So yeah. Yes. This one is not quite as long yet, but I am updating it as I'm going, like with before. So, and also keeping track of like, well, Tender Life plus Socketed, not better. Mine's better. Yeah, I'm keeping track of like what kind of like attack she's getting and stuff, because like I already fucking know. It's just like, you know, I have to like keep up with like what level is she at, and therefore what attack and or like where are my skills and shit going. Damage Undead Lightning Fireball. That's not better than mine, so that's fine, we'll get rid of those. Yeah. With Tabby Cat, I had to write down a lot of this stuff before I started the playthrough, because there was just a lot more stages to it, and I knew that there were going to be days where I just couldn't remember it when I was streaming. So I kind of like safeguarded myself with that one by like just pre-writing down a lot of it. The shit that I could remember was fine. To be fair, I can remember it all, it's just that like I don't know, there's some days when I'm really tired, I don't have the ability to recall information. My ability to remember details is shit. So I don't kind of push that. Like today's an interesting example. For instance, I woke up Tuesday and then I was awake until, was it Tuesday? Hold on a second. Let me get my brain there. Yeah, no, I woke up Tuesday and I went to sleep Wednesday night. Yeah, I woke up Tuesday night, went to sleep Wednesday night. Anyway, English. I feel like I'm butchering that, but like I was awake for like over a day and I didn't get a lot of sleep. And then today, again, like example of trying to like recall information is if I remember what fucking times and shit I went to sleep and it's just not working. Did you guys just steal my fucking stamina? Is that what's happening to me? I saw them hit me and I lost all my stamina. So, yeah, I'll have to have a closer look at one of these guys. I just thought they were, oh yeah, drains mana and stamina. Oh yeah, I just figured they were just doing mana. One of those cases where anybody that's played like a lot of Diablo will probably have this experience. But when you've played it a few times, you know the story, you know the creatures, you don't bother to kind of like look at them anymore, kind of thing, or like listen to the stories or read them and shit. And yeah, in this specific case, I kind of like I know everything about it, and I've like played through obviously like Kelly as well, but I'm not like specifically reading what's underneath every single demon that's coming up to me. I'm checking for like special names, but I'm not doing much more beyond that at the moment. Like obviously, you leave that alone for a moment. Obviously if something else special comes up, like then I'll deal with it. He's brought somebody over, and that's not cool, mate. You brought somebody all the way down to us just then. You get sleep, lucky. I mean, I slept like a little bit, but it wasn't as much as I needed, because like I had like a small night's sleep for 2 days worth of awake, and then I ended up awake all day today because I'm awake at night and I sleep during the day, and so being awake all day is like being up all night, right? So yeah, I definitely didn't get enough sleep, and then like I said before stream, I was getting tired. So I had like the energy drink and the coffee and shit because I'm like, you know, I don't want to get tired like midway through playing Diablo or something. Plus also I had like a headache and shit earlier as well, which was probably also preventing me from falling back asleep. But yeah, I've got some sleep, not enough. I could definitely do with more. I was kind of hoping that maybe when I go to sleep tomorrow morning that I like maybe get a sufficient enough rest, but they'll be, you know, in like X number of hours. I don't know. We'll see. At the moment, lately, I've got neighbors that are doing like, I assume, renovations, and the other one I think either does woodworking or metalworking or something. They do some kind of like physical craft stuff, I've figured out, right? But the other side is definitely doing like house renovations. So I'm hearing like hammer drills and chisels and jackhammers and like tiles being ripped up and windows being like pulled out and like everything throughout the day when I'm trying to sleep. So it's kind of like if you were to like lay down and try to get some sleep, and then somebody just like at midnight or like 1 or 2 a.m. just decided to like just, I don't know, crank out a jackhammer or something like that, or a saw. Like it's pretty like distractive, you know. After stream, please get some more rest. I will, after I finish doing all my editing and usual stuff, have some like food for the day, and then yeah, I'll shower up and like go to bed and crap. But yeah, normally when I stream, I consider my time editing post-stream and stuff as part of my collective time streaming. So I don't kind of cut that short, because if I don't do it today, it leaves it for me to do it tomorrow, which leaves more work for me to do tomorrow, which means I will be extra tired doing that part of it. Because like streaming and stuff, love streaming. Editing can sometimes, like, depending on how I'm feeling, can wear on me a little bit. Not enough to, like, make me not do it or anything like that. I can't take this home. I don't have enough space. I was hoping I did, and that was my knuckle. But yeah, some days I'm just not feeling it, and I still do editing anyway because I do it every single day after stream. Because otherwise, if I don't do it, I won't do it, and then if I don't do it, then you guys don't have content to find on like other platforms and shit of me. So yeah, just consistency with that. But if I leave it for another day, then I've got like an extra amount of that time spent kind of thing, and because it's not the enjoyable part of streaming, like I don't want to leave twice as much at that time frame. I'd rather like this is where like we get into like next week's event where we have like, oh no, I can merge these. When we have like the 8-hour streams next week, I'll have roughly 6 to 8 hours of editing as well, and then I'll have like, I'll also want to like obviously like communicate with my community and stuff in that time frame. Flawless diamond, nice. First flawless diamond. There we go, and we save some space in here. And yeah, I wanna obviously like rest and stuff, but normally when I like do a big event week kind of thing, I normally just like put aside like anything else that I was kind of gonna do in like my own time sort of thing. It like, as in like if I was going to say watch tutorials or, you know, watch like funny videos or something like that, like I'll put that aside for a week kind of thing, and that way I get more rest instead of like, you know, doing that and then coming back tired or something. I am a lot better at prioritizing, you know, rest and recovery and shit now. My body is like attempting to like do something just then, and I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to do, but I'm trying to talk. But yeah, no, I'm definitely better at like, you know, coordinating everything. I'm also a lot more efficient with like the speed in which I do like editing and stuff. Like Diablo's not too hard to do editing of. I do have to like manually make like the what do you call it, like the thumbnail images and shit for YouTube for later, because YouTube wants to automatically put it on the in-between loading screens. Like if I was to, I can't actually remember if it does it when I town portal, but when you go to the waypoints and it comes up with that black screen and like I think it's Kane walking into like a door, like it comes up with that as your options, and I'm like, I'm not having fucking hundreds of videos of Diablo where you literally can't tell the difference between this one and that one kind of thing, you know. So yeah, I do take the time to, oh fuck these guys, I take the time to at least try to get like a decent-ish looking thumbnail. Like I obviously don't sit there and work on thumbnails to the degree that like the average kind of like YouTuber will do, where like, you know, it's I was gonna say when it's genuinely well thought out. Like this makes mine sound so bad, but like yeah, I don't sit there and like spend additional time on that sort of stuff because I'm like, you know, I could sit there and I could overthink it and